Good morning and welcome to Love Island the Morning After, the only official Love Island podcast. I am back after a week away and I'm so happy to be back. I've missed you all so much, especially my lovely Indiyah Polack.
Missed you.
And this week we are joined by lovely Anastasia Kingsnorth. I'm a big fan. She's a content creator. Love her stuff. And today we have got Dumped Islanders, Blade and Hugo as well.
Hey, right, good to be here.
Last night was a juicy episode, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Before we get into last night's episode, Hugo and Blade, we're so happy to have you here. We loved watching you. Could you describe your experience in 3 words, please?
I've got roller coaster, intense, and wild.
And for me, explosive, short and sweet.
Nice.
In hindsight, is there anything differently that you would have done in the villa? Let's start with you, Blade.
I feel like all the decisions I made were what I felt in the moment. So I don't really like to think of myself living with regrets as such. But in terms of anything I might have changed, the only thing for me would probably have been my decision to pull Grace from Moziah mid-conversation. That being said, that was just my decision to do and the right thing to do at the time. But hindsight's 2020, as they say, so...
And for me, obviously, I had the chat with Io about my feelings towards Jess. I don't regret having that because it's worked out all right for me. But I guess I could have said it a bit differently so there wasn't as many questions when we came out.
Yeah.
Because
and I'm sure she's a great quizmaster.
Oh my God, yeah.
I love her.
There is one thing I would also maybe do differently as well, is perhaps getting to know some more of the girls a bit sooner after me and Grace decided to call things off. Because I kind of took my time to start exploring different connections after that happened.
Yeah.
So that might be one thing.
Would either of you have gone for Lola, the new bombshell?
I would have definitely have got to know her. Yeah, she's a nice girl. Yeah,
I know Lola on the outside like a little bit. Like we've been at the same events and stuff. She's a lovely girl.
Yeah.
I think it's just a friendly thing, so I'd say no to that.
Jess will be watching this, so probably not. Blade, so Moziah did tell us on the pod that he's waiting for Grace on the outside. How do you feel about that?
You know, he's entitled to give things a go when she comes out. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be waiting for because it seems like she's pretty busy in there and got her hands full as it is. So she may well come out in a couple. So I don't want him waiting too long. But if he does happen to stumble on her on the outside and they do make some sort of connection on top of what they had in Casa Amor, you know, I do wish him all the best and hope things work out for him.
Have you seen Moziah since?
I haven't seen him or spoken to him actually, no. So
You're not in the group chat?
yeah, I mean, we've got a few group chats going and I'm sure our paths will cross soon enough and we'll see.
I thought it got
how
squashed
things
in
pan out.
Casa, to be honest.
So did I. Yeah, so did I. We shook hands and we moved on from that situation as men. So I actually said to him, you know, bro, whatever happens, whether it's me that goes or you, it's all love. And we both were, I thought, were on the same wavelength with that. And I would have liked to have kept that same energy. And we both agreed that it could go kind of either way.
On to Casa Amor success stories. Hugo, how are you and Jess?
Yeah, we're good. Look, me and Jess are good. Obviously, the way we left it in the villa, mine and Io's conversation was just a cliffhanger for everyone, I think. Hence why when I got out, you know, so many questions were asked. People were saying, like, so glad you've got rid of her. And I'm like, I haven't at all. Like, so I had to clear that up. But yeah, we're good. We went on a date the other day.
Where did you take Jess on your date?
So we went to Sushi Samba.
Is
I
it?
do like to take someone there.
And the waiter's like, oh.
You again.
No, it's not
You
that
had the
bad.
one last week.
It's not that bad. But no, we're taking things step at a time.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on it like there is in the villa. So
Yeah.
we're just dating, you know. It's nothing too serious.
Yeah, I mean, she's in tomorrow. You got any special words that you want her to see and hear?
Just do the eye roll.
Fair play. And Blade, will you get back to being a butler in the buff?
Oh, yeah, it's something that I've kind of been contemplating recently, I have to say. I've been considering maybe just doing like a final lap kind of tour.
Yeah,
So-
why not? The
Last
farewell
tour.
tour,
The
like
farewell
Cher.
tour, yeah.
Like Cher.
So might just get a last couple of dates booked in between now and end of August, perhaps.
I mean, now you are TV's
Yeah.
Blade, so I mean,
Yeah.
you
This
can
is
whack
it.
your prices
Strike
right up.
the iron
Yeah.
bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to make hay while the sun shines, darling.
Something I'm looking
My
into.
sister-in-law actually went to one of your Butler in the Buff events, like on your hen parties, and she said you were very good. 10 out of 10.
Good to hear, yeah. Well, I mean, good feedback's always appreciated, but what
Exactly.
a small world, eh?
I know. Now, Love Island isn't all about the love. It's about friendships too. Who will we be staying in touch with after the villa?
Well, I would say Connor. We spent a bit of time with him in there and, you know, he's a top guy, heart of gold. And he had time for me as soon as I got in there. Kieran as well, we really got along with. I think Sometimes I do make my way over to Cardiff, you know, just for the odd weekend. And Kieran did say, you know, shout him if I'm ever over that way. So maybe a link-up's on the cards there too. And Io as well, I'd say is potentially someone. But
I got on well with all the boys. We had a right laugh in there.
Yeah.
Like all the boys, obviously, me and Blade went in there together, came out together. We've all been on a night out with Will and Uma, get on really well with Will. We got quite a lot in common. So I'm just going to keep messaging everyone when they get out, you know? Like, they're all top boys.
Yeah. A heat wave has struck the island, and no, we are not talking about the Casa bombshells. It's time to debrief on the islanders' fire fits with headline sponsor eBay. Casa Amor equals surprises, and seeing Jess in the rat and boa dress was my type on paper. The legacy runs deep, with the stunning dress previously being worn by Arabella in All Stars, Ella in Series 10 and Sammy in Series 9, for glam movie and date nights to drinks with the girlies. Gotta love the versatility. Kieran got lucky with Ellie, Lucy and Emma during raunchy races. Clearly it had everything to do with that sexy Jacquemus tea. Finally, feelings blossomed for Jess and Io when he whisked her away to the hideaway in his iconic Levi's jeans. Could they be boyfriend material? And that's a wrap on these red-hot pre-love looks. Discover more villa inspiration on eBay. Fashion fit for a second chance. eBay, sponsors of Love Island. Thank you for coming in today. We've loved having you here with us, but you're going to stay and talk about the episode with us. We need to get into it. So first of all, the cliffhanger from the night before last, we had Lola picking who she was going to steal, and she stole Ruben in the end, which was a shock to the whole nation, I believe, because we all thought she was going to go for Joey. Were we all shocked?
You know what? I was shocked, but I feel like if she did pick Joey, that would have been a very ballsy move.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would have been the right one, because we did see Joey actually kind of backtrack in last night's episode and be like, no, actually, I'm not really into it. So I think she ended up doing the right thing.
I think she definitely made the right decision. I think, to be honest, if she picked Joey, she knew it would have caused a lot of stuff in the villa. So maybe she played it safe. Yeah. I don't know, but I feel like she's happy with the decision.
I think it's hard when you're a bombshell and you pick someone, because if you pick someone, like a couple of series ago with like Danica and Luca.
Oh yeah, that was...
It's like, if you pick someone that actually is really interested in someone else, like you're only going to just feel rubbish about yourself when they're like, I don't want to be with you. Like, stop forcing me to be with you. So what about you guys?
Well, I think that she made the right decision, because if she picked Joey, she probably wouldn't have done herself any favours either.
Yes.
You know, Ruben's a nice boy, and we've all seen sort of what Joey can be like with girls. Love him to bits, but questionable at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would have definitely been a ballsy move. I think she was very tempted to go for Joey, though. Joey was maybe giving her a slight open door there, and I think she had probably considered it, but I think she went with the right move in the end as well with Ruben.
And we also saw, obviously, Ruben was saying that he does find Lola attractive, but he is still enjoying getting to know Grace. Do we think he's going to maybe step back and go back to Grace eventually, or do you think he'll give himself a good go of Lola and maybe things will work out?
Maybe, but I still think he likes Grace.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be with Grace personally.
Yeah.
Do you think Grace likes Josh or Ruben?
Do you know what? No, but you know what? We'll get into it. But after last night's game and the things that Josh was saying, I would be put off.
That's true.
Because Josh was making it very clear, like, look, I don't fancy Grace anymore. And I don't know if it was because his ego was getting smacked to the side.
Yeah.
But it was kind of tough what Josh was saying, and that would put me off.
But what kind of girl do you think Ruben needs?
Do you know, it's funny. He's like a ball of energy.
Yeah.
So I feel like someone quite calm. We had the joke that, have you seen Grown Ups when that geezer comes out the pool and goes, hey, ladies?
Yeah.
He's like that. He's just right in your face. But he's what we needed in the villa at the time. So to answer your question, someone a bit more chilled, relaxed.
Yeah.
Maybe Lola is the girl.
Yeah, she seems quite chilled, doesn't she?
Yeah, Grace is quite chilled.
He pied Jessie, didn't he, because she was too chilled.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine, like, Ruben finding someone who matches his same energy. It would literally just, like, be a bit of a supernova. So, yeah, someone who kind of centres him a little bit, I think, would do him some good, but also someone with a great sense of humour.
Hopefully Lola is that girl.
Hopefully.
Or maybe not, maybe Grace.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
see.
she'll go back.
We will literally see
will.
tonight. Casa Amor is notorious for its dramatic moments and shocking switches where islanders have to make tough decisions and do what's right for them. So we're counting down the best Sky Mobile Mimii moments, Casa Amor edition. This girl knows what she wants, and in third place, we have Jess speaking facts.
I know what my type is, and it's that.
Now, Jess may have mentioned that she is the prize, and I love how confident she is, and she always knows exactly what she wants, and she's gonna get it. Coming in at number 2, we have Sean, the sweet salesman, selling himself to Ruby.
I'm the mature man you need.
Yes, Sean, you are mature cheddar. And at number 1, Professor Jess S. manifests.
I believe in the law of attraction. What you put out, you will attract. What you manifest, you will attract. What you think, feel and speak, you will attract.
Understood.
And I think about Io.
I mean, if that's what she's been manifesting since week 1, she is a master manifester because he ran straight after her. Unlike Casa Amor, Sky Mobile offers hassle-free switching. Simply text to switch and embrace your me energy. There was obviously a challenge again last night, couple goals. Oh, it got spicy.
Yes.
It got beefy.
It was a lot. I was watching that on the edge of my seat, actually.
Yeah.
There was a lot of arguments, a lot of tension, but I was actually quite shocked to see how all the islanders were like giving it to each other.
Yeah.
Because usually people don't want to cause drama and they kind of like hold back.
Yeah.
But nobody was holding back.
I thought that Lola and Ruben and Grace and Harry were going to get all the votes. They'd be like, oh, because she haven't been together long enough, because she haven't been together long enough. But there was none of that. Everyone was like, actually, I think you are this.
Yeah.
But let's start. So the first question was, who would you like to go on double date with out of the villa? Kieran and Nicole got the most votes probably. But which celebrity couple would you like to go on double date with?
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
They're not together anymore, but Angelina Jolie and
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt.
It would be a fiery dinner by all accounts.
Yeah.
Only because she's fit.
Hopefully Brad wouldn't turn up.
Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I love her and I love him. I thought that'd be a good one.
You know what? I'd probably go with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
I love their
Another
fashion
really good one.
sense and I love her music and her makeup. Yeah.
I mean, mine would have been Katie Price and Peter Andre, but sadly, they're not together anymore, like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Ruth and Eamon, same thing. But I will say David and Victoria Beckham, because apparently they are a right laugh, and I want to see it.
I can imagine
see it.
that. That's a good one.
And I feel like they know all the secrets of the industry.
Yeah.
So for my celebrity couple, I'd definitely say Cristiano Ronaldo and Georgina. I think they make a good pair and be a bit of a madness going on a double date with them, I reckon.
Yeah.
You're not interested in Georgina at all, are you?
Me?
Just there for Cristiano.
Yeah. It's a bad boy Cristiano Ronaldo, to be honest.
Do the wink.
Yeah, well, she's a great looking girl. Like, he's done well for himself for sure.
Yeah.
The next question was, who was the most argumentative? Sean and Matilda chose Jessica and Io. Jessica got a bit mad about it because she said it was tactical because Sean and Matilda are friends with the others. She said, in potentially one of the quotes of the series, they are two up other people's asses to tell the truth. Sean wears Joey's asshole as a hat. I want it on a t-shirt. Do we agree?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's gotten into Sean, but he just keeps winding people up.
He's just got a lot to say about every single person in the villa.
Do you think he's getting a bit competitive now that the final's in sight?
He's getting close to the end, maybe.
I said earlier on, I do really like Sean and I have championed him throughout the series, but I did say very early on that he gave me a smidgen of messy Mitch energy. And I feel like that has started to grow as the series has gone on. Things are getting serious now. That 50 grand is in touching distance. I don't know whether he's trying to plant seeds in other people's heads because he seems to be obsessed with the Mimii thing.
Yeah, he
won't
keeps
drop
bringing
it.
it up.
Sean, do you fancy Io? I'm confused.
Or Mimii at this point.
I feel like all the pressure's off him and Matilda. They're sweet now, so he's like, he's
See what you
directing
did
that
there,
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, what sweet.
I'm a fizzy peach.
Yeah, no, we're having a good little chat about Harry Bros. I remember me, him and Kieran. But I feel like Sean's like become very much outspoken since Casa Amor.
Yeah.
Like before that, I didn't really get that much energy from him. Yeah, he's obviously found the confidence now to speak up and give his opinion.
Yeah.
But he's definitely not letting go of the Mimii and Io situation. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely entertaining to watch, but I'm feeling for Josh a little bit because
It's quite like, you know, when everyone around the villa is saying that your girl fancies her ex, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what does he do? You know, and even in last night's episode, Sean was literally bringing it up again. And then Jessica literally had to jump in and say, if Mimii have spoken to you around the fire pit in confidence, why are you bringing it up during a game?
Yeah.
I think it is true. Maybe he was just being a bit too competitive, but it was giving sore loser.
Yeah. It's a shame because if he knew how the show was perceived from the outside, which obviously defeats the object, I would say you've got him and Matilda, Jessie and Joey, Kieran and Nicole, and then there's like one space for that last final bit. So he could just sit back and enjoy his last week, be nice to everyone, just enjoy his time. But instead, he's getting all up in everyone's grill. I'm not enjoying it, Sean. Not enjoying it. Third question was most smug. Now, Sean and Matilda chose Kieran and Nicole, and Matilda tried to like pacify the situation by saying, it's because you're so in love, you're just really smug, you're in love. And Sean was like, no, smug means being arrogant, cocky, and you've got an attitude.
He just didn't need to say that.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
why did he need to say that?
And it's also, don't throw Matilda under the bus. You're in a couple with her.
I
Like,
know.
agree with what she's saying here. She's trying not to cause a big deal. I don't know why he did that.
I feel like there might be a bit of a competition competition there between who's like the most solid couple.
Yeah.
Between Sean and Matilda and now Kieran and Nicole. So maybe he's trying to destabilise that a little bit. So him and Matilda are kind of leading from the front.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Now, we also saw last night, Joey was talking about the secret mission. So we all saw a few episodes ago where Mimii actually confided in Joey, wanted him to set up a chat between her and Io on the terrace. And then we saw in yesterday's game, he said, you know what? There's been a few secret missions that I've been a part of, but I can't say.
I hate that. You know, when someone's like, there's a couple, they're breaking up. Who is it? I can't say.
I can't tell
well,
you.
don't tell me then.
Don't speak about
don't
it.
Dangle the carrot.
Literally.
I feel like he wanted them to like pull it out of him. It was like, well, everyone just wore me down. Everyone just wore me down. Because like, I can't say anything, Him and Io, they just go around in circle. Like, I mean, I'm sure they're both lovely boys. I can't actually imagine being in a relationship with either of them.
It's very confusing.
Because I wouldn't know where I was at any time. But finally, Joey spilled the beans. And Mimii did own up to it.
Yeah, I mean, she was forced to in that situation. Do you think maybe that Mimii could have owned up to it a bit earlier and then she probably wouldn't have been in that situation if she had told Josh as soon as it happened?
I mean,
vice versa with Io telling Jessica as soon as it happened.
I mean, yes, but surely that's a bit embarrassing. Right, I need to tell you something. Basically, I asked Io to go up to the terrace and he said no.
Yeah, but do you know what it is?
And now I want to come back to you. Is that okay? Awful, terrible, embarrassing.
She wasn't sat on a seat up there. So if that was the case, maybe, you know, her point's valid.
Yeah.
But she did sneak around up there like she maybe intended to kiss him. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I was getting. So maybe that's why she didn't say anything.
I mean, she did tell Joey that she wasn't planning on kissing Io on the terrace. Do we believe her?
No, because if it had gone that way when they were up there, she definitely would have kissed him. 100%.
We all know they got good kisses.
Yeah,
they have good kisses.
Especially on the terrace.
Yeah.
It's location dependent.
The terrace, honestly, I keep saying to everyone, the terrace is not conversational. You're going on the terrace for kisses, explaining feelings, or just doing naughty stuff. Like, no one has a civilized conversation on the terrace.
No.
Otherwise, you'd just go to the fire pit, you'd go to the den, you'd maybe go to the bedroom. The terrace is literally the daylight version of the hideaway.
Yeah.
For me personally.
You even know you're getting a kiss or you're in trouble.
You know,
Like,
when someone
Jess
says,
took me to the terrace, I was like, I'm in trouble here.
when someone mentions that terrace, like you get butterflies, you're like, oh, it's about to go down, like something is gonna happen. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like she would have maybe.
In her head though, she probably thought she was going to have that like fairy tale moment.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel sorry for her a little bit because she's probably so excited. She was like, yeah, like we're going to confess our feelings to each other.
Yeah.
And it just didn't go that way. So I kind of do feel a bit
And
sorry
it was
for
just
her.
the awful when she was like creeping around and then she could hear Io being like, no, I'm not going there. So
then she goes
stepping
back.
Oh,
bless
it
her.
was awful. That's why I'm like, as much as she should have told everyone, also I would have been like up to a camera, like breaking the fourth wall. Can we just pretend that never happened? Please never mention it again. But unfortunately, people did mention it again. So she finally spoke to Josh about it. And he said, as long as there's nothing more I need to know, this was sprung on me today, but we're fine. Would you take it that well?
You know what? I think Josh is very understanding.
I think he's like overreacted about other situations more than he has this one. I feel like it would have been more valid to have a better reaction to
this was a big deal. And I think especially like the way he found out in a challenge like that and Joey's like, oh, I've got a secret. That's kind of like a slap in the face because even when he found out about it, he was like, oh, and I didn't know. So I think he handled it very, very well.
Well, I think at the same time, right, Josh has shut down all his other options in the villa. So maybe if he kicks off about that and nothing goes well with Mimii, he's out there. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's playing along with that.
It's week 7. There's not
Play
many
the game,
other.
boy.
Yeah, there's not many other options.
And he literally just denied Grace in that challenge.
Yeah,
So he
he
can't
can't go back
even.
there.
He can't even go to her. Yeah,
I think at the same time, he's probably just tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. So he's probably just like, right, I just want to just move forward. I feel like he's invested a lot into Mimii since he's got there from the get-go.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Waffles and chocolate sauce on the terrace. See, you don't get waffles and chocolate sauce around the fire pit. Terrace stuff.
As we're so close to the final now, who do you think are the strongest couples?
Kieran and Nicole are very strong. You can see their connections real in there. The way they argue, the way they bicker, the way they're always round each other. No one, I don't think, comes close to that. So for me, I think Kieran and Nicole are the strongest.
I do agree. They've just been going longest in terms of a solid couple as well. They have their like bickering moments, but I feel like that's just because feelings are running so high. Sean and Matilda, they've just fairly recently announced that, okay, they're going to be exclusive and stuff. So they're in the running. I do feel like Mimii and Josh had a lot of potential in being a very, very solid couple. It's just kind of a shame that you know, Mimii perhaps just hasn't reflected 100% of that same energy that Josh had because of the past being brought up. So Kieran and Nicole for sure.
Kieran and Nicole, I just hope what doesn't happen is, if you think Whitney and Lachlan, at the same point that Kieran and Nicole were voted the most compatible by the public and told about it, Whitney and Lachlan were told they were the most compatible, like highest placed by the public. And then people at home go, oh, I don't need to vote for them because they're the top couple and they don't end up winning. So I just hope people remember to vote for who they actually want to win.
That's what I mean. I think Sean and Matilda will end up winning it.
I think Sean and Matilda.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that for a while, but then the way that Sean's acting
Sean is bringing them down.
Like, he's not doing them any favours as a couple.
Yeah, he's not. He's really not. I mean, so after everything we've been seeing these past couple of episodes, do you guys think this is it now for Mimii and Indiyah? Are they completely done? Capiche? Over?
I mean, it seems like that now. When we were in the villa, you could see that there was still a bit of flirting going on, a little bit of, you know, hinting that they were both still interested. But I think now, watching the past 3 episodes, it seems like they're done. Are they done, or are they just saying they're done?
Stranger things have happened. A day is a long time in Love Island.
I feel like Io's prepared to kind of leave it in the past, but Mimii, like during the conversations, it seems like she's kind of waiting for some kind of inclination from Io or some piece of, you know, there's still a possibility that something could happen. That's the impression I got. I mean, when I spoke to Io in the villa about me having a conversation with Mimii, he did openly admit saying that he's still got feelings for her and there is still something there. You know, we're going back a couple of weeks now, to be fair. But I think it'll be a massive shocker if they do end up kind of rekindling anything.
If you think about All Stars, we were like the day before the final, we were like, if Callum and Molly just get back together now, we'll vote for them to win.
Stranger things have happened, honestly. So guys, speaking of couples that might go the distance, we've got Joey and Jessie. So we saw in last night's episode, Jessie was quite stressed around the fire pit, and then Joey came back and was like, look, I told you to trust me. Don't let people get into your head. Should Jessie be feeling worried? And what do we quite frankly make of Joey's behaviour?
I mean, Joey was very lucky he was not picked. Then he's like, see, I am a good person. I told her with the mental vibes. No, you're just very lucky that she didn't pick you. I do really like Jessie and I hope that Joey treats her well.
What do you think, Anastasia?
I do. I feel like she's having to put up with a lot of stuff that Joey's doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's letting him get off with it quite lightly, personally.
Yeah. He's not been getting many smacks on the wrist. Even with his conversation with Mimii, actually, around the fire pit, it was just a lovely laugh and hug out. I'm like, what's going on?
He did say he was open. He did say that.
Yeah.
So I think she needs to be careful with trusting him.
Well. What do you guys think?
I think that they won't last on the outside. We were in Casa with her, and I think she got on quite well with one of the boys, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
We both thought that she would take him back. I think if that person in the main villa wasn't Joey Essex, she would have done.
Interesting.
I think there are a few cracks that are starting to show. That could be a sign of things to come on the outside, potentially. But I do actually think like she's been trying to give him like a stern talking to with the situation. So she has been trying to stand her ground. And, you know, Joey's not an easy character to get him to see your point of view as well. He's very stuck in his ways sometimes. So
I hope they go the distance.
Yeah.
It would be lovely.
I really like
they've
both
been
of
doing
them.
well.
Yeah. Well, guys, that is the end of the Morning After podcast. Blade and Hugo, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Cheers.
We will be back tomorrow with the lovely Anastasia and me and Amy.
Please spread the word and let any Love Island fans that you know about us. You can talk about it together and give us a 5-star review. We will give you a 5-star show.
We will.
See you later. Bye.
See you later.